Hey guys, happy Monday, happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you had a great weekend. We did. We had some corned beef and cabbage yesterday made in the pressure cooker slash Ninja Foodie. It took about an hour for the corned beef to cook and 3 minutes for potatoes and cabbage. That's it. 3 minutes pressure cooked done. It was so good too. It was so delicious. Anyhow, so I had like a 1 inch piece of corned beef and half of a chunk of cabbage that he cut into, like, he took cabbage and cut it into 6 pieces. So I had one chunk, but only about half of that. And then I had about a half potato and I was super full. It was really good. About 350 calories for the whole dinner. I think the meat was like 235, and then the potato and the cabbage. This morning for breakfast, I had Cascadian Farm Cinnamon Crunch cereal, which is non-GMO, and it's 110 calories for 3/4 of a cup, and I do measure it out. I'm actually thinking about getting like little bags and like putting pre-measured pieces in there. So I'll just grab a bag, grab some milk, and go. But I mean, it's just easier rather than having to find the measuring cup every time and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of working that out in my head right now. But really good cereal, 110 calories. Then I had about a quarter of a cup of milk in there because I'm really not a huge, I haven't been a huge milk fan for a number of reasons. I believe it's related to non-GMO or to GMO, because I now have non-GMO milk and I don't have the same side effects as I do from normal milk. Normally, if I drink milk, like regular, gallon of milk, my stomach hurts really bad after I have any of it. Like, even if I just have like a sip of it, my stomach will just like tighten up, start cramping really bad. I feel really sick. I have to lay down. Like, it's just not good. So I just literally stopped drinking milk. And I don't know this in the GMOs, but I do know that, when I drink milk that has GMOs in it, or possibly has GMOs in it, that I have that effect. The Horizon or milk that I buy now, which is non-GMO, I don't get the stomach ache. I drank what was left in my bowl when I was done. I never do that anymore. I mean, growing up, I had milk straight from the cow, so it didn't have GMOs in it. We didn't have GMOs back then. They didn't start until about 94, 95, which is actually ironically when my food allergies started, shortly thereafter, because my kids were 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. So it was like 97-ish, 96, 97, when I had my first food allergy attack out of nowhere. And I've had food allergies ever since. So you do the math. GMOs started being distributed in the United States in 1994. And there's a number of countries that actually have banned GMOs from their country. And yeah, so there's that. I think what other countries are banning, something to say it's bad for you. And when you have a number of people, I mean, now allergy doctors, when someone comes in with a food allergy, the first thing they do is tell them to cut GMOs out of their diet to see if it changes anything. And they said 85% of the time it does. The 15% that doesn't is nut allergies, which have nothing to do with GMOs. So, but I think the increase in nut allergies has something to do with GMOs. But that's just my own personal opinion. So there's that. I had an incident the other day I wanted to talk about on my page today, YouTube channel, whatever, because it bothered me. Now, I don't know who's watching this. I don't know what your eating preferences are. We don't eat a lot of red meat just because I generally have it at most once a week. But we've found a lot of alternatives like Beyond Meat, the burgers. They have great burgers, and their crumbles we use for tacos, which we'll be making tonight, which I'm going to try to video, by the way. And I saw a post where somebody was posting on our weight loss support group on Facebook that I'm on about a vegan cardiologist who did a study and decided that keto was bad for you. Now, keeping in mind, keto is very much a lot of meat in your diet type of protein high diet, I guess. I've never done keto because my doctor told me not to. He said it for my PCOS and other, this, that, and the other thing, that which wasn't a good idea. So I didn't. I went to paleo, which I adore. But we just don't tend to eat a lot of red meat. Just because. We do eat more chicken, but I'm really glad I found some non-GMO chicken that I can stock in my freezer, so that I've always got chicken on hand. And the chicken is organic, so it's raised differently than just being like shoved in a tiny house. And I can understand people having an issue with that. I can understand people who dislike the way some of the meat products are done. I totally understand that. I do love animals, and I do think it's horrible the way some animals are treated when their purpose is meat. Um, we buy from a slaughterhouse, well, not slaughterhouse, a butcher shop that gets delivered from a farm where the animals are grass fed and grass finished. And so that's pigs and, well, pigs aren't grass fed, but they're fed non GMO meat or feed. But yeah, so they, we made that decision after watching Genetic Roulette, which talks about GMOs and how they affect people's bodies. And I just, I don't know. I was just kind of interested in seeing what it would do. So we decided to go non-GMO. We've really gone almost completely non-GMO, for me at least. My husband and my son will have stuff that has GMOs in it, but part of me would like them to not, because I've heard, if what I've experienced personally speaks to the fact that some of these people are telling the truth about what GMOs do, then I prefer that my children and my husband didn't eat them. Obviously, my daughter doesn't have them now because she lives in China and there is no GMOs allowed in China. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, it's up to each individual person what they want to do. And I'm very big about, I can believe what I want to believe, but you don't have to believe what I believe. Like, I'm not going to dislike you because we disagree. And I see so many aspects in our country right now where people can't seem to understand that people that are around you don't have to agree with you on everything. And you can't tell someone they have to believe what you're saying is true, or they have to 100% accept what you say and agree with it and do what you say. Like, that's authoritarian, and I don't agree with authoritarian. I am very much I guess I edge towards libertarian. I'm very centrist, but there's certain things I lean either way on. Like, sometimes I lean left, sometimes I lean right. It just kind of depends on the topic. And I'm not going to go political here. I'm just making a point. But I very much believe, like, if you choose to be vegan and you have very, very strong feelings about the way animals are treated or whatever, they're sentient, that by killing them, you're hurting them, etc., great. I am happy for you that you found something you believe in, that you support, and that you follow through with. I think anyone who can find that in their life is amazing, and I am happy for you. That being said, if I choose to have a steak, don't sit there and moo at me. Don't make a comment that I shouldn't eat it because that animal has a mother and that animal has siblings. First of all, cows don't have that kind of life. They just don't. But that's beside the point. I grew up on a farm, so it's whatever. But, if I choose to have a steak, which at least once a month probably sometimes, I sometimes need to have one because of my PCOS and complications from that. And I have found just through my own trial and error that if I happen to have a steak, it decreases my chances of going to the emergency room. Always a positive. So, I will eat that cow meat because it's going to save me from possibly having to be in the hospital. So, it's whatever. But you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like steak. You don't have to think it's okay. And you can say, oh, I really don't agree with eating meat. Here's the thing. If we go out to lunch somewhere and I know you don't prefer people who eat meat, I'm probably not going to order meat out of respect for the fact that it bothers you. But when I'm not around you, I'm going to eat meat. Like, that's just true story. Because I do like meat to some extent. There's some meats I don't like, and that's okay. I never, ever eat organs. I just can't. But those who do, great. I'm glad you like it. Have at it. You can have it all. But, yes, I have gone to a more plant-based diet because I found a lot of those products are more likely non-GMO. So, like the Beyond Meat products. I've heard about something called an Incredible Burger. I think I need to find out how to get some of that. If y'all know, comment below. But I love my Beyond Meat products. They taste... We had, Saturday for lunch, we had the Italian sausages by Beyond Meat. And my son was like, it messed me up. Like, I couldn't believe that wasn't really meat. It tasted just like an Italian sausage. And I was like, I know. And, like, he was like, I was kind of wondering why you were eating it because I thought I had natural casing because I hate natural casings. I will not eat natural casing food. At all. At all. That's why you don't find hot dogs in my house. Stuff like that. Just, no. And that's just my personal feelings. I just don't like it. Like, it just grosses me out and I can't. It's not for some, like, martyrdom moment. I just don't like it. And And so I told him that no, it was all vegetables. He was like, wow, that's amazing. And I said, I think it has a lot of bean. It tastes like it has a lot of bean in it. Like when you really sit down, you kind of think about the taste and you close your eyes and you kind of like trying to decipher and tell yourself this is not meat. What else does it taste like? You taste a little bit of bean in it. I have some friends that love the Jardine or Gardein products. I have not found one of those that I like yet. We tried the turkey cutlet. It just tastes like a really thick, overpowering mushroom to me, and I just couldn't deal with it. But I have friends that love it, and I'm going to try a couple other products by them because I've been told try some other ones. Just because you had a bad one doesn't mean they're all like that. And our grocery store has a lot of great products like that, so I'm going to definitely get some more and try them out. I get the Beyond Meat hamburgers. My husband and my son have regular hamburgers. I use the Chow cheese, which is a nut cheese, on my burgers. They use regular cheese. I make my own decisions on what I want to put in my body. And I feel like we've kind of hit this time and space where people can't just accept that we disagree or that we don't like the same things. But I think if we all agreed with everything, we all did the same thing, wouldn't this world be so boring? Like, part of what I love about this world is multiple cultures, beliefs, things you can learn from each other. And I miss the respect we used to have for that. But that's a whole other topic. But so yeah, this comment was made, and I just said, I wish people could just respect each other. There's some passive-aggressive comments at best, some pretty rude comments at worst. And this is a weight loss support group where you're commenting and saying about this plan that some vegan cardiologist came up with. Obviously when a vegan cardiologist says don't eat a keto diet, meaning don't eat a high meat protein diet, it's questionable. Like, what was his reasonings? Did he do it? Was he unbiased? Can he be unbiased? And of course, and someone questioned that. Well, could this guy have really been unbiased in his study if he's obviously a vegan and very firmly stands on his veganism? And this person basically got attacked. And I said, I really wish people could just understand this is a support group. We shouldn't be attacking each other. We should not be being rude to each other. And it's just not the frame of reference that I want to see in my country right now. So that being said, I just kind of was like, okay, well, whatever. What am I going to do? And I can't change other people, but I made a comment about it. And I had one person say, oh, I really hope it wasn't me you were talking about, because he made some comments, but he very much stated this is my opinion, but I totally see where you're coming from. Like, he was open to the fact that we don't agree with the same things, and that's okay. But to kind of address what you're asking or what you're suggesting in your comment, here's how I feel about that, or what I think. And I thought it was a very good comment. Some of his commentary seemed a little passive-aggressive, but I feel like, from talking to him further later on, that he has good intentions, and I think sometimes his wording comes out passive-aggressive. And I think maybe, although he apparently is some sort of eco-psychologist, whatever that means, I don't know if that means he counsels grass or what, but if you know what an eco-psychologist is, message me below, because I don't know. But anyhow, yeah, so, I mean, I think I just think he just doesn't, know how to say some phrases to not sound a little bit passive-aggressive. And that's okay. I mean, that's his deal. That's not my deal. It's not how I see things. It's not how I work things out. But yeah, so I'm not a full vegan. I'm not ever going to be a vegan. I like shrimp. I like fish. I do try to get sustainably or conscientiously harvested seafood. I need steak sometimes once a month or twice a month to keep me out of the hospital. I don't have a high red meat intake. And I think that was a lot of what his comment was about, that our forefathers didn't eat as much red meat as we eat now. And that's probably very true. But, there's also the side of it where if you don't hunt things like deer, and deer is a great example right now, considering there's like 13 states in this country where the deer are suffering from what's called chronic wasting syndrome, which is a neurological disease they get from each other. Like, it's kind of like catching a cold, sort of. And it's a horrible neurological disease for a deer. I guess they've kind of said it's kind of like mad cow, in how it makes deer respond. But part of how it gets spread is through overpopulation. So there is a reasoning for hunting some animals and eating their meat. And, I mean, overpopulation is not a good thing. So there's a check and balance. I think that's why we do eat some meats. Now, obviously, cows were brought here specifically for meat, but that being said, I think there's also ways that cows and other animals can be conscientiously raised to make it not so quote unquote abhorrent. That being said, I just wish that people could just start being supportive. Because the other comment I got was, oh, I think it's amazing you love killing a sentient animal that probably loves you. I don't kill an animal that loves me. I don't kill an animal who, when an animal can be like, hey, how's it going? Then I'll call it fully sentient. Let's be honest. You can play the same trick on a cow every single day and it still ain't gonna learn the joke. Like, cows are not that sentient. Don't give it too much credit there. They're not the smartest animals. That being said, I just, I thought how rude. I just made a comment saying, could we just accept that we disagree? Can we just accept that people don't agree? I know people who have steak and potatoes every single night. It's not my life. I wouldn't want steak and potatoes every night. I like having a variety of foods, and I like different culture foods and that kind of thing. That being said, like, I just don't understand why we can't just get along. Why we can't just support each other and be like, hey, I think that's great. Why do you believe what you believe? Cool. I understand why you feel that way, and move forward. I don't know. I just wish we could do that. And I think we all need to start taking time in our life. If you're on a weight loss goal or weight loss path, or just in life if you're not, just take a moment if you disagree with someone and stop and think, wow, I disagree with them. And maybe have a conversation about why you disagree. And then move on and still be their friend. Like, you don't have to agree with everything somebody else believes in your life. You don't. Just be their friend. It's not rocket science and it's not hard. I promise. I have lots of friends I don't agree with. And we choose not to talk about things we disagree on. We talk about things we like about each other, things we agree on. It's not that hard. It's just take a little bit of work. But I guess it's easier to be mean and make rude comments and be hateful. I hate that. But anyhow, have a great day. If you can't be good at it. Bye.